Alrighty, here we go.
What's up?
How are you, man? How are you? Oh, how are both of you? Sorry, I'm not used to Casey being here.
Okay.
Good.
Usually at
good.
work, so every once in a
Yeah.
while we get this treat. Little
So you guys
snarfles
had
action.
you had quite a day.
Dude, all right, so first off, I've got to say that previous to today, like, I wasn't a big fan of Nerd, and not by anything firsthand knowledge. It was just like people I had talked to, always said like that Kevin was a dick, and like, just all kinds of random shit, kind of like the Brian Barczyk thing.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, seriously, like one of the nicest down to earth guys, like just completely chill. Obviously, he was working while we were there all day. We were with Rob, but I mean, just everybody there, absolutely, just completely amazing.
That's phenomenal. I'm super jealous. I'm sure between what was it, Saturday that you guys had those lives going with for TJ?
Yeah.
Yeah, between that and today, man, he must
had nothing to do with it. Chad set up the live with him to begin with, and he was asking him questions. Kathleen heard that Brian was one of his favorite breeders and got him on, and then it just kind of like snowballed from there.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was so cool to see that like slowly unfold. But I don't know if you guys have anything you want to say about your trip to Nerd. I need to get fucking dinner, so I'm pulling through McDonald's. I'm going to do my mic for like 2 minutes. So yeah. How about this? What was the coolest animal that you guys saw while you were there?
Lilith.
You think so?
I mean, honestly, like Lilith is she's amazing. She's doing well. Obviously she had she was sick there, which Kevin explained obviously on the podcast. And she's doing much better. She's starting to look her old self again. She wanted to eat me. Absolutely amazing. Dozer literally tried to eat me. He ran up to try to bite my leg. I didn't even know. And Rob put him in timeout because I was too close to Dozer's woman. So, but I got to hold the dwarf came in that TJ named TJ, which it's completely insane. The socialization that those animals have, and how incredibly like docile they are at his facility it's amazing. I mean, it's unreal. I mean, holding a a dwarf came in that would normally be wanting to bite the shit out of you. And I'm just holding the thing. You've seen the picture, Chris. And it's just chilling in your arms. Kids waving his hand in front of its face. Yeah, it doesn't care. It's just chill.
That's so cool. Like,
and Snarfles, of course. We had Snarfles out like 3 times.
There you go.
Boom.
It fixed it.
Good.
I look stupid right now, but that's okay. It'll make it easier for you guys. Awesome. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
What did I get? I got 2 cheeseburgers because I got to fucking get something that isn't going to be messy to eat while I drive.
Yeah. Snarfles. We had Snarfles out like 3 times today, and he's just amazing.
That's all TJ wanted to do.
Dude, the Bolin's pythons. You could literally just go there and like, you could just you would put a second mortgage on your house. Like, it's that cool of stuff.
Yeah, I'm a little angry that you got to go hang out with the Bolins. I got to briefly hold one at Tinley once, and that was the closest I've gotten to one. and it was like this. Well, not that big, but it was tiny. It was a baby. So I am incredibly jealous.
Can't be
If
mad at us
anybody,
though, because it was TJ's
Yeah,
invite.
be mad at TJ. I just piggybacked off of him.
well, I mean, and you guys made it like bandits.
Yeah.
No, if anybody isn't aware, my absolute favorite snake of all time is a Boelen's python. So
And
it's
rightfully
my
so.
dream
That thing,
animal. I fucking love them.
rightfully so. Again, it's so amazing. It was just the whole experience was just amazing. We were there for like a little over 3 hours, and just we barely even like were in the ball python. We probably spent like 20 minutes looking at ball pythons, which amazing, but like just the other stuff was just unreal. So yeah.
Was there any ball python stuff that made you decide that you wanted to go in a direction you weren't planning on going? Like, did you see any combos or genes that maybe never occurred to you to get into before today?
Odium,
That's fair.
unreal, like unreal. Um, Honestly, I mean a number of things. Like again, if I had 20 grand, extra that I could go buy snakes with right now, I'd probably go to Kevin and I'd buy some stuff because I, it's just how some of the stuff is looks wise is just unreal. I was super impressed.
Some of the stuff he even just pulled up during that live, like some of the adults. Billy
Yeah.
was saying, like the colors on those as full-grown adults is just unreal. Like
So
seeing that in a picture that somebody could have, forced the perfect background and made it look all nice. Like that's one thing, but putting that on a camera and being like, look at this, like live, like
yeah,
that's wild,
dude.
man, just insane.
So I took some pictures. I took a bunch of pictures. And obviously I will post them up. Probably gonna do like stitch everything together, video and pictures, and throw it on YouTube. But some of the stuff there, like we seen like the first DG that they got, and
Mm-hmm.
just single gene desert ghost. The thing, it's just phenomenal. It's one of the best that I've seen, and it's just a single gene DG. But she's a big girl too. She's got to be 4,000 grams. She's huge.
Well, and the thing about DGs is, I mean, they get better as they age, but the other part is, well, and this is more conjecture than a fact, but people believe that DGs from the earlier generations of the gene are a little stronger, let's say, like color
Yeah.
wise and aging wise, and I'm sure theirs is not a young animal. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
no, it's not.
so I bet you that thing, even at 4,000 grams, just looked unbelievable. I bet it's one of the
Oh God.
nicest adults.
I don't know if I actually got a picture. I'm pretty sure I did. I might have gotten a little video clip of her. And then some of his DG combos he has, and he doesn't have a ton of DG stuff right now, but like the stuff he does has is just unreal. It's just unreal. So one of the things that we'll be throwing up is they called the chocolate chip, and it's the
Oh,
combo. I'm not even gonna try and remember the combo, but it's crazy. It's insane.
I am so incredibly jealous. It was nice to hear on the live that we're all uh, more than welcome, but the whole idea or the whole actual physical act of getting there right now is a little difficult. So
Yeah.
it is what it is, though. I'm still just absolutely floored at how much money we raised. That was incredible.
Yeah, that was. I wish I had more to donate. Obviously, I
Honestly,
donated 50,
going
but
into this, I was like, man, if we could hit $1,000, I would be ecstatic. Just like, obviously, I know I wasn't a huge part of this podcast because everybody wanted Kevin, but just being associated with something that could raise that much money in that short of a time span, essentially just for talking about something we already fucking love. Like, that's
Yeah.
pretty fucking cool.
Yeah. And I mean, like I figured probably get close to $2,000, especially with the amount of viewers that were in there tonight. But when I'm seeing the total hitting, 3,000 plus, I was like, holy shit! Like,
I think we're
that's
like 200
phenomenal.
shy of $4,000.
I mean, big shout out to I was actually driving for a lot of the podcast. So I didn't see a whole lot of who was donating big, but like obviously David Cease, I mean, absolutely fucking phenomenal. I've seen at
David
least $500
donated.
from him.
Yeah,
Plus,
no, he beat 500.
so now, yeah, he did, because from what I understand is he couldn't do it. So I believe he sent money to Max and had Max put it in. So I mean,
Yep.
like, I don't even know what he donated, but David, amazing job. You're fucking awesome, but you already know that.
Wolfgeist, I don't.
And then Wolfgeist,
Just
at least
killed it.
500 I seen.
Yeah.
I thought
You know
I
what
thought they
though?
were having
Everybody
some
else,
kind of
even the
like
people that
unspoken
donated,
war.
even the people that donated $2, $5, like
Yeah,
every
anything.
cent of that matters.
Anything.
It's so fucking cool.
On that same note, not a really a shameless plug because it's a charity thing, but us and Nivea Exotics and us, we have a limited edition. We're stronger together, Texas Strong collaboration shirt that we're selling. It's $20. Every dime of proceeds goes to the Reptile Relief Fund 101. And right now, I believe what we've actually sold and actually gotten money for in PayPal, I believe, is like 20 shirts plus some actual donation. I think it's a little over $300. So shirt and shipping is roughly about $10. And then everything beyond that on the $20 is going straight there. Like I said, I think we're already over $300. And so, it's on our Instagram story. It's on Nivea Exotics Instagram story. It's a nice shirt. Donate, do something good for the community, and, get a cool shirt that, obviously, hopefully we won't ever do again.
Yeah, this is a shirt we don't want to remake.
Yeah, as nice as it is, I don't want to have to remake it.
If you remind me later in the week, I'll send you money for a shirt for both me and Nick, and it'll cover shipping. So
no, I got it. I got you. I got you.
Just remind me, please.
And then on the same note, guys, I think if this continues to go well, later down the road, I think we might do one to try and again raise some more money for USARC too. Do the same thing. I'm probably going to try and reach out to USARC and see if it's cool if we use their logo and stuff and do the same exact thing again.
So
yeah.
I was actually thinking, and I've kind of just been batting the idea around in my head. So I don't know if this will be the final result or not. But I've been thinking of doing a few silent auctions for a few males I have kicking around. Like we have some breeder live hep hides that I was gonna just sell, but I'm thinking instead of doing like a silent auction for them and just have like post them up on Instagram and having people, DM whatever their bid would be, and basically, if it was in Canada, we'd cover the shipping. If not, we cover half to the U.S. And any of the money that we raise for the animal, I just donate directly to USARC. So,
yeah.
Not too sure exactly what the end result will be. Like I said, I don't know if it'll actually be silent auction or if I can find another way to go about that. But yeah, I mean, we're trying to think of ways to help out more than just what we can shell out of our bank accounts directly right now, and that's one of the ideas we have. So
yeah,
that's the thing. It's important to realize, even for people not in the U.S., USR fights for everybody's rights to keep and love these animals, not just people that live there. So
yeah. On that same note, like, being as Billy is who he is, and the fact that I'm sure he could get some other people on board, like, I think that the Canadians should try and get something together with USARC to have like a Canadian branch. I mean, I'm sure donation wise through Canadians, especially some of the big breeders, I'm sure they could get a sizable chunk together to facilitate it. And it'd be great for you guys too, because I mean, some of the provinces up there have done some really dumb shit, just literally like overnight behind closed doors. And
Yeah, the problem up here is, and we used to have something similar, and the name is just, hopefully somebody in the chat can remember, but the name is just escaping me right now. But the problem up here is like the U.S. government, as weird as it can be, seems to be, I don't want to say open, but more open to outward
lobbying.
suggestion, let's say. Whereas here, if you're like, hey, would you guys consider? They go, no. Like, they just shut people down. And the problem is, up here, from what I understand, they couldn't get enough support to where fighting it would be worth it because nothing was coming of any of it.
Yeah, that sucks.
So
That sucks then.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think honestly, like, if it was a sister, like, group that was linked to USARC, that would probably help. I don't know if the other one was or wasn't. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But it would definitely be nice to have somebody fighting for us. It's just it's a hard fight up here, man. Like, the provinces are very set in their ways.
Yeah. Yeah, luckily, on that end, I guess we're a little more open to public thoughts in some cases.
In some cases, that's a distinction you need to make.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, everybody, like, again, even if you can, go on and donate, $2 to USARC or the Reptile Relief Fund. I mean, it's so worth it. And people have lost their entire collections. I mean, the amount of bills, in legislation right now, in different states is crazy. My state's one of them, New York, obviously, and anything that they can get to help fight this stuff, is just amazing.
Well, and that's the other part. A lot of people are like, "Oh, well, I gave them $10." So it's like, if you can give them anything, like, if you can spare it, and you love this hobby, put it out there, because they're not just fighting whatever's going on in Florida. They're not just fighting what's going on in New York. You know what I mean? They're fighting dozens of battles across the country at any given moment.
Yeah, and just
none of it's easy work. It's not like,
yeah,
oh, this one's easy and this one's a little harder. Like, it's all a fight.
Lawyers are expensive, for one.
Absolutely.
Especially when you get into stuff like that, it's expensive. There's delays, and you're still paying the lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it's just the more you can do for it, the more it can do for you, more or less.
Herp, that was the name of the group. Thank you, Joe. No, they're not still around. Sorry.
But yeah, so donate. If you can donate anything. We actually just oh, go ahead, Chris.
So I was just gonna say, I no longer feel like I'm dying, so we're good.
Yeah, that is good. I felt like that, dude. We didn't eat breakfast this morning. We got up and we just left, and I drove like 3.5 hours, like most of the way there before we stopped for food. We were all fucking dying. He was like, "You need to stop now. I'm going to pass out." I was like, soon.
So your drive total was 4 hours?
4 hours there, 4 hours back.
Oh, wow. You did that all today, eh?
Yep.
That's commitment, man. Wow.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not every day that, you get invited to a personal tour at Nerd, and we were available, so it was like, let's get it done. That way we don't put it off and put it off. And, we did, and, it was awesome.
Yeah, I bet
Definitely.
you're glad that you were like, oh, I guess so.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, it was absolutely amazing. The animals in that facility are just unreal. It's just awesome. It just makes you smile.
So I don't know if you're not talking about it or if it just you didn't get anything, but did you pick anything up while you were there?
No, trust me. For one, he's got a lot. I also reaffirmed my faith in Mojave. With all the haters out there busting my balls all the time. Kevin has a shit ton of Mojave stuff, like a shit ton. Like it seemed like every other tub I looked at was like a Mojave combo something. So, but no, sooner or later though, I will be getting some stuff. Again, in a buying freeze right now. Again, I gotta pay some stuff off before I can even think about buying anything again. And I gotta make some more room too. I'm pretty
Yeah,
tapped out for
that's a big
here.
one.
Yeah.
I got lucky this past week. I moved quite a few animals that I had sold to like where they were going, and I walked into my snake room and I was like, "Oh, it's so nice to have like 4 empty bins." Like, four,
Yeah.
4 empty
I know
ones.
how long that lasts with you, Chris.
Yeah. Well, one's already full. As soon as I had space, I was like, "I'm picking up that fucking Krypton."
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah, so we got the GHI Krypton in. Oh, and the best part about it was, so June from Ballistic Pythons made her, right? We didn't get her from him. We got her from someone else. But I bought it just as a GHI Krypton female. Well, I go to pick this animal up, and it's got a tag, like, stuck. Can you hear
There we
me?
go. Now we can.
You'd think Nick would know better, but he just tried to call me. I don't know.
You were
Anyway,
saying
I
the
found out.
animal had a tag.
Yeah, I found out it was 50% head hypo. So
Nice.
an animal that was already a fantastic addition to our projects might have just made our hypo clown project into a clown slash Krypton hypo project.
Hey, that's awesome.
I'm not going to complain about it. She's like 1,000 grams. She's beautiful, man. If anybody's sleeping on Krypton, stop.
So that's actually one of the animals that was cool there. It was a cryptic het pied combo.
Oh.
Just nothing crazy. It looked relatively normalish, but obviously the power of that is. But Max, you're wrong for having zero Mojave. You're wrong.
Did he have any Motley stuff over there? I never got a chance to ask him on the live.
Oh, actually, you know what? I didn't look, and I didn't see. I didn't see anything, Molly, and I didn't think to ask. Honestly, when we started looking at the Odium stuff, we were pretty
I didn't
focused on
think
checking
about it
it out.
ever. I've never seen them mention it, but chat. What is going on here?
You're good now.
What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. No, sorry. Chad brought it up in live and said, ask him about Motley. And I was like, oh, shit, does he work with that? And I don't know about it? Like, I thought I knew most of the people working with it. But then I never got a chance to ask him. So I figured, you were just there. You might have seen something.
I wouldn't be overly surprised. Oh, and another thing, the micro scale stuff. Oh. It's definitely different than scale head. Because I know that's like a big debate. Like it's actually like a difference. It definitely is.
Oh, I could already tell from the videos Kevin was putting out, just showing the beating, just the beating on the scales alone.
Dude,
it's wild, man.
The coolest feel of a snake ever. Like it was just so cool. And then obviously a super micro scale. I didn't hold it. It had just eaten. So, but I got to see it. I forget what the combo was, but it was so cool looking. Like such vibrant colors, yellows.
I love
Oh,
seeing the the full scale in some person. They're just wild.
yes, David. I know you have a ton of Mojave too. You're a smart man.
All right,
We
guys.
just
Anybody
ruined
have any
that.
questions? Anybody have any questions for Tom about Strip the Nerd? I'm very
Yeah,
curious because I've already asked.
and if
Already asked him the questions I have.
yeah, and if you already asked, just ask again because I am not paying attention to the comments right now. I'm actually pretty shot, so I keep trying to glance over at them. But
honestly, I was surprised when you were like, "You want to do the Aftercast?" I was like, "Man, I thought you'd be dead."
dude, well, I'm super bummed. I missed most of the last two podcasts. The last one I missed completely. Obviously, the Aftercast too. I didn't even text you, as you know. It's because I passed out at I don't know, like 6 o'clock at night and woke up at I don't know, somewhere around 11. I was like, fuck. And then the week before, I was just busy doing shit, and I texted him, was like, hey, dude, can't do it tonight, da da da. So I've actually been super bummed that I haven't gotten to be on. And
I mean, I haven't been on the last two, so there hasn't
you
been
weren't
an
on the last
Aftercast.
one either?
No, because we had a snowstorm up here. It was just Billy and oh my God, who was last week? Shane on his birthday.
Shane,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. So
Oh
those
no, I
last
see.
two, and then
Okay,
the
so
week
I did.
before that,
That's
Catherine was
right.
on it.
So that's right. I did see last week's with Shane. It was the 2 weeks before that I missed.
Yeah, with Blue Line Morphs, it was with Catherine. I had something going on. I couldn't go.
Yep. But yeah, no. Okay, so let's see. We did get questions, so.
Here.
So Tom, TJ's favorite part of the trip. I would say, honestly, I don't. I think it'd be hard for him to actually legitimately pick. He just had a blast the entire day. But I would say if he had to pick, his pick would be Lilith, and obviously the dwarf came in because its name is now TJ. So that's pretty awesome. My favorite part was probably the dwarf came in because I mean again it's like I got to hold a dwarf came in like no tape on its mouth, like just chilling in my hands. But I don't know, some of the retics and stuff, I mean, were spectacular. And TJ actually had a blast with that too. Um, one big cow girl, the first one they produced she's just she's massive, and they're just so sweet, like just chill.
That's fantastic, man. Well, yeah, it's good that he had such a great fucking time. That's awesome.
Yeah, Logan. It was we left Harley at home, as everybody knows. Harley is into everything. Like she would have been trying to open the hots and stuff, and you know that was pretty cool too. We got to go in the hot room, and look. No video or camera or anything, so there will be no pictures of that. Do have pictures of Lilith. She's not in the hot room, so but pretty cool. Oh, so one of them's Gaboon Viper, absolutely amazing. One of the coolest looking animals in person ever. Think of like hunting camouflage, like real tree. Like that's what the Gaboon Viper, that's what it looked like. It was fucking unreal. I was like a kid in a candy store, man. I was like, oh, what's this? Oh, what's that? Oh, I'll hold that.
It's
And
funny
I mean,
that he's. Sorry.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Finish.
So I'm not necessarily like a huge snake person. So normally like somewhere else I would have been like more reserved. Like even at the shows and shit when people have like retics out or Burmese out and shit. I'm like, nah, I'm all right. But like there, it was just like seeing them. Like it was just like, oh sure, like I'll hold that big ass snake, whatever. But not that I'm afraid of them. It's just I don't know. It's just not really my thing. But I will say now, like I will at some point. I can't in New York, but sooner or later when we move out of New York, I will own a Retic, like for sure.
What's really cool is when he had the croc monitor out. I think that was before you were on the podcast, like before you were
Oh no,
watching.
no, we watched the whole
Oh,
thing. I was just
oh,
driving, so I'm like driving 80 miles an hour down the highway, like glancing over at the phone.
that sounds safe, Tom.
Yeah, it was. I'm a good driver.
Um,
That's one nice thing my wife will even say about me is, I'm a really good driver.
but I texted Sierra and I was like, "Hey, you need to turn the podcast." Because she doesn't normally watch it because she hears enough about snakes without watching YouTube stuff. But I was like, "Hey, you have to turn this on right now and check out this monitor." And I just got a reply like 5 minutes later, just saying, "I want one." I was like, "All right,
So
if you say
what
so."
was it so we got to handle the Bell's phase lace monitor. I think that's what it is. Right? Yeah, Bell's phase lace monitor. Which was awesome. The albino Asian, the water monitor he had, the albino. We got the whole day. I got pictures of it just chilling on my shoulders. Um, so much cool stuff.
That's awesome, man. I'm so jealous that you got to hang with those bulls. So
And I don't know if you heard me before about like Dozer. He tried to bite my leg. I was standing too
amazing.
close to his girlfriend, and he like I didn't know. You would have thought my kid was watching, would have told me, but no, he didn't say a word. And like Rob got up and he's like, oh, picked him up and like shoot him in the enclosure, and he's like, nope, he's got to go in timeout. I was like, oh, I was like, what does he get a little rough? He's like, no, he's as calm as can be, but sometimes he gets a little territorial, and he just tried to like, eat your leg. I was like, oh, okay.
That's wild.
All right.
There was there was a time early last year where we genuinely considered putting the money into getting one. Um, I don't know why. I do know why. It's because they're fantastic and amazing. But I mean, like at the time, I don't know why because it wouldn't have made a lot of sense. But I don't know, man. Like that, it's my dream to have one of those things.
Yeah.
I need one. I need one.
Yeah, I completely understand that sentiment. Like, there's so many species of animals there that I'd be like, yeah, okay, here you go. Just here's my money. Take it
What
all.
was what did you see there that you didn't expect?
What didn't I expect? Hmm.
That hard one?
Probably the again, I knew Kevin had like wild shit, so I mean nothing was too surprising. I did not know he had a Gaboon Viper though.
That's fair.
And that was pretty awesome. I also didn't know that he had the another Cobra. I didn't know he had he's got a I don't even know if he's shown on YouTube or not. Like I assume he probably has, but I didn't know he had just a regular like King Cobra. He has a male
Oh yeah,
that he's
I've seen him show that off.
yeah, I didn't know that.
That's fucking sick.
I thought he just had Lilith, and I just like I didn't know he had the the one he showed on the podcast. Although I did see that one, I just didn't realize that's what it was because there was a cart in front of its enclosure.
Oh,
And I just seen it through the glass. I could tell by this. I could tell it was I could tell it was venomous. I just didn't know what it was, and I was like, why is that in the the big snake room? Like that's why I figured I was like, well, who knows? But now I know what it was actually in there.
yeah, it's pretty cool that man, I could never ever imagine, defanged or not, pulling out a king cobra and just like grabbing its face, and it's just so wild to me that
Dude, but
he
again,
like
if you see, go ahead. I'm sorry. I
no,
thought
it's
you were
just
done.
like obviously there's a reason he has that confidence. It's not ignorance, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But just the thought of it, just it seems so wild. Like it just seems so out there that it's not like, it almost feels like it's like not even within the realm of possibility. But there he was on camera, like it was nothing too. It's not like he like had to get it all like prepped and ready. Like it was just
Yeah, it
put
was
it
just
down
like,
and
oh yeah, I'll
ran
go
with
get
it.
it. Yeah, yeah,
It's just
yeah.
so
It's
cool,
unreal.
man. So
But
cool.
again, if you've seen, I mean, like some of the species he has there, like they're not friendly species at all. Like you don't think they are, and you don't expect them to be, and then you see like the dwarf came in, and then you see him take out a dwarf came in, and like I'm petting the thing's nose, and it's doesn't give a shit. Like what the fuck? It's just wild. Some of the monitors again, like I wouldn't normally be letting a big ass, Asian water monitor run around on my shoulders. But Rob was like, yeah, he's gonna try and get on your shoulder, like, he wants to be high, so just let him. I was like, okay, that's what I'll do.
How many monitor scratches did you walk away with?
None. They were actually, I might have a couple on my shoulder from him being up there, but like nothing crazy. Like they're actually like even like the climbing, they're pretty gentle. And I mean,
Wow.
sharp ass claws, like for sure. Like the talons are unreal. But
All right, we're only going to go for about 5 more minutes here because I have a much longer drive ahead of me than normal, and I'm getting texts like crazy for my work because real job and stuff.
oh, I lied too. So TJ's favorite part of the trip, I can actually tell you the favorite part of his trip. He got to help with taking a girl off her eggs and putting eggs away
Oh, that's pretty cool.
on I think it was a shit. Dude, I'm like I said, I'm shot. I think it was a dwarf retic.
Oh, that's really cool.
And once again, dude, didn't so Rob took the snake off. I helped because it's wouldn't unwrap his tail, and there was like five of us right there. So I helped with his tail and stuff, and then TJ got to take the eggs out and put them in the egg box and shit. And dude, didn't even think about striking. Didn't even try. Like
Wow.
just chill. And then TJ, I made TJ, clean the tub afterwards.
Awesome. How small was the dwarf retic? Like, how was it a big
Um,
clutch or
15 eggs, all good, no slugs.
nice?
Um, and she was, I mean, still a big snake. So, I
I'd
mean,
like
she had,
I'd like to get a super dwarf at some point. I don't know how the availability of them is up here, um, but I would love to at some point. I love the way they interact with people.
yeah, I would say she was probably about 8 feet. But I would guess putting her back in the tub afterwards. I'd say she was probably about 8 feet, maybe a little more, maybe a little less.
Yeah, that's definitely still a good size.
Yeah, yeah.
All right,
But
guys. Anybody have any last minute questions for Tom here about his awesome trip today, or even any questions about I don't know, USARC, anything? Let's say we'll let this go another 2 minutes here and hit the 40-minute mark. And yeah, cool. Anyway, Tom, I appreciate you coming on and doing this with me, even though you've driven 8 hours plus, hung out at Nerd for however long you were there. So thank you, man.
no, of course, man. This is just one of my favorite things to do every week.
I'm not.
No.
I'm not even gonna. I'm gonna pretend Chad isn't here.
Yeah, that's probably a good thing. Uh, that's all right, Kathleen. I get to ride his coattails now.
It's really funny.
I didn't, Chad. I considered it. I did pawn Casey off because Casey said to one of our friends online about how, he looked good in the live. So when we were taking pictures with Kevin, I went to stand next to Kevin on Kevin's right side, and I was like, oh, actually, Kevin, I was like, she said you were looking really good in the live, so I'll let her stand next to you. And I went and went around, and so she came over to stand there, and he grabbed her and like drug her in. And he was all sweaty and shit because he was busting his ass. So it was good.
That's awesome.
So you have to ask Casey that question, Chad.
Father Son Reptile said still shirts available. I think they're talking about your Texas shirts.
Yes, there are. Check out our Instagram or Nivial Exotics Instagram. Again, Atypical Origins on Instagram. And they're there. We're trying to get. I think we're gonna be once we're done. I think we're gonna go for 2 weeks with it. And then we'll stop. And then once that 2 weeks is over, that's when they'll get printed. Once we have a final number, we'll let our shirt guy know. He'll get them all printed. So once it ends in 2 weeks or so, probably figure another 2 weeks before you see your shirt. But don't worry about it. It will be there.
Cool. Oh, June joined right at the end. Sorry, man.
Sorry, June.
All right, Tom, everybody, really appreciate this. As always, this was a fun time.
Yeah.
I will see you guys all later. See you on Friday. Probably be announcing our Friday guest tomorrow, if not Wednesday. But as always, Tom, been a fun one. Have
Yeah,
a good
definitely,
night,
Chris. Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
See you, man.
Donate. USARC Reptile Relief Fund.
Definitely donate to USR. See you guys later.
Later, Chris.